Does that make sense, Nicky?
It's very inspiring, you know, like when you're talking about the morals and stuff, because it's like, yes, like,
Yep.
it's like there's a feeling like, yeah, I could get there, but
Yep.
it's like, do I want to deal with my own issues to not get there, you know? Do I want to have faith in God's laws? Do I want to trust God?
I think fundamentally it's an issue of faith and humility, isn't it? Humility in that you're willing to go through any of your own pain right now in order to stay courageous. And faith is, this will be good for me if I do that. I need those two qualities. Right? Without those two qualities, I'm not going to want to know the truth. I'm not going to want to know what the loving thing is. I'm going to want to arbitrate for myself. I'm going to want to say to myself, but I don't like that law. Like, I don't like God's justice. God's justice is if somebody does something to me that's bad, I should not do something in return. That's God's justice. The average person on earth hates that. They go, if somebody's done something bad to me, I'm righteous doing something bad in return. That's what the average person thinks. Right? So they actually hate God's view of justice. God's view of justice is you need to do the loving thing no matter what other people do to you. That's God's view of justice. Because then you will be happy all the time if you do that. Right? You will be content within yourself, you'll be peaceful, your conscience won't bother you, you won't have pangs of conscience now or after you pass. You'll be happy about your choices and decisions, knowing that they were the best choices and decisions you could make in an evil world. You understand? You'd be happy with that. You'd be content with the choice and decision you made, even though you know this is an evil world. I agree, it is an evil world. And there are many evil people and there are many people who want to harm you. There's a lot of things you can do once you live by these principles that will help you with that. The law, living in harmony with the law, will help you be safer. But in the world we live in, it's not possible to be completely safe because there are so many unloving people here. And safety is caused by loving people. People who care about you and love you. That's what causes safety. And the fact is, on earth, even for many of you, your own parents were unloving, and therefore it was unsafe for you to even be born with them. You understand? Because many of them were unloving, and therefore unsafe. The only thing that can make the world safe is that more of us become loving. So the more loving I become, the safer I am, actually. Even though the world may disagree, I am safer. And I'm safer not just now. I'm safer in my future too. My future on earth and also my future in the spirit world, I'm safer.
And where does the relationship with God, where does God's love come in with this? So let's say you take God's standard, let's say it's in your soul.
There's two ways to receive God's standard, isn't there? One is through your conscience, but you might have in your heart a lot of things contrary to what your conscience is saying. And if in your heart there's the things that are contrary, then you'll hear the conscience and then you go, but I can't do that. Like if your conscience is saying, don't retaliate, and you just feel like you want to, you've got to, because it's unjust if I don't, If your conscience is saying, don't retaliate, and you're going, but I want to, you're going to retaliate, right? But if God's love is in your heart, and the truth is actually in your heart, in the Bible it sort of writes it as written on the tablet of your heart, If the truth is there, right, when somebody does something unloving to you, you won't even feel like retaliating. You understand? You won't even feel like it. Right? This is how I feel with many of you. Many of you have done things to me, right? And I don't even feel like retaliating.
And is there a point where you still don't feel like retaliating, but you can feel in you still got emotions where you kind of want to, but you still don't act? Or
no, well, if you want to, you will retaliate. Right, no, you'll get to a stage where you feel like you don't want to, and you won't. And you won't feel like you should have. You don't. your heart can only, your actions can only express what is actually in your heart. Right? So if you do feel like retaliating still, then you will. One way or the other, you will. Right? You can try to control that, but at the end of the day, you're not going to be very good at it because you feel like retaliating. Right? It's like a child. It's like the child is, mum and dad is saying, "Don't you retaliate now? Don't you retaliate now?" And the child's going, "But I want it. But I want it. But I want it." Like, and when mum and dad's not looking, bang. That's what we'll be like when we think God or people or whatever are not looking. We'll just do it anyway.
Yeah, so that's like more of an issue of just lack of truth with self, basically.
Yeah, and also lack of love for God's standard.
Yeah.
Not enough love in our heart, not enough of God's love in our heart, marrying up with the standard and going, right, it's not just my conscience anymore that's telling me something's good or bad. It's my heart that I can't act it contrary to. It's telling me it's good or bad. You understand the difference? Because when we've got the feelings that are saying I can't do the bad thing, you can be told anything, and you're not going to do the bad thing. You can have anybody acting towards you in any way they want, and you still won't do the bad thing. It actually is a very powerful place. You are the least influenced in that place. You are acting in harmony with your own will in that place, like rather than just bending to somebody else's will, somebody's evil will. Right? It's a very strong place. It's very hard to move a person from that place. Impossible, in fact. Right. Yep, hearing that?